How's it going, everybody? I've had this stuff recorded. I didn't even think about it, but the first 5 minute and 50 something second video I put on was only half of it. This is the other half. This was a couple of weeks ago by now, I guess. But I still say that there's a lot of stuff in here that will prove telekinesis. Well, best you can in a video anyway. And there was a lot of dogs barking and all kind of stuff going on around that time. The crickets was the worst. You couldn't hear anything I was saying at some points. Crickets, locusts, cicadas, whatever you want to call them. They were loud at this point. But you see that? That's like great proof that we can do things. I mean, come on. Look at that. Just fly like that. But anyway, I see that, I looked at the timing people watched it, and it looks like nobody watches the videos to the end, but the last few long videos I put out, all the good stuff is at the end of the video. So, if you don't watch it to the end, you might miss it, because that's kind of how I set mine up to, I don't want to show you all the good stuff and then you're watching lame stuff at the end. I put the good stuff closer, I spread it out, but a lot of cool things happen at the end. But this is just from letting the energy guide me. I can think about what I want it to do and basically just keep that in my mind, but then only focus on the energy. And like I said, it's like having the object in your hand with it down by your side. You're not looking at it. Like, you got to use the energy of your body in this stuff too, because you can think about getting up and getting something all day long, but until you put your body into it, it's not really going to happen, right? And it's kind of like that using TK. I don't want to say you got to trick the energy into going along with your plan, but it's kind of like that. You activate your body points all throughout. And like kind of by tightening your muscles up or moving like I do, when I activate it. So it's kind of like that. You gotta trick it into thinking you're getting up and doing it. And the more you can do that, the more it'll follow the patterns of what you want. And it becomes easier. Right there, the cicadas were loud, and I said, it seems like they only get loud when I say something important. And as soon as I stopped and looked up, they quit chirping or whatever they do. But anyway, like I said, this is fairly decent proof of it. As good as you can get in a video. But like I said, I can do this stuff in person. I don't mind it, Can't really travel anywhere, but if there is a way, I would do it. Look at that. That's just tosses it over there like nothing. And I ain't saying that I've done anything different. I'm just saying everybody learns differently. And we need to put all of our information out there of how we learn this. So since there is no true book you can read to follow it, maybe somebody could put it together and, make it understandable. That would be great. And that way future generations might have something to go by. Because I believe it's like I said, nobody learns the same. Everybody's going to go about it differently. The way you're thinking of lifting it may be different from my lift. I start with a totally different muscle and step into it differently, and the energy is like that, I believe. It's easier to let it follow your patterns than to try to go based off of someone else's pattern. And it becomes easy to not control, but to follow over the course of years. Look at that. And like I said, you just let it guide you. That's the main thing. That's the important thing. Let it guide you, and then you'll understand that just because you're on the right don't mean that you don't need to be thinking on the left. It's like that. Like, it feels like you would need to pull from the right, but you might need to pull or push from the left. Instead of pulling the right to the left, bring the left over to the right sometimes. Try it. I mean, just think about it. If it guides you, then you flow within its natural process. And then maybe that's what gives you an understanding on how and when to do certain things. You got to be ready when it's ready. I mean, for it to have perfect timing and be great, it has to be right. In order to be right, you got to follow it. Anyway, I hope this helps anyone. Take care, everybody.